You're watching another Nerd Stalker interview. Wow, right on schedule. I don't think I ever started a broadcast on schedule. Well, here we are live at 6 o'clock here. So anyway, good evening. This is Greg Valori, aka Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network. Today I'm pleased to talk with Neil Murthy, the founder of Swapbox, which their website says lovingly designed in San Francisco and assembled in California. And we first came across Neil at SMU Tech in December, where I interviewed him there, and I think you guys launched the beta at that point?
Yeah, we were just starting out, launching our product. We had a couple locations, and have grown a lot since then. But
Oh yeah, that
you
was a
asked me
cool
about that.
demo. Yeah, I remember you actually sent a guy out to a swap box in the location. So anyway,
Yeah,
a little bit about Neil before we get into this. He graduated from Stanford University in computer science and seems to have a blood to be an entrepreneur, where he started some ventures prior to Swapbox, and he also went against the family grain, which is very probably common to a lot of us. We became an entrepreneur instead of a doctor or a lawyer, right, Neil?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining us live from San Francisco. And you want to add anything to about yourself to the Nerd Stalker audience?
No, I think you know me well now, Greg. You got it covered.
Okay, we'll get right into it then. So let's just jump in and talk about Swapbox. Tell the Nerd Stalker audience what the heck a Swapbox is.
Sure, yeah. So the way we think about a swap box right now is essentially a super post office. And what I mean by that is we try to imagine what the post office would look like if it was designed for your convenience in mind. And so what we created was essentially an automated postal machine. It's easier with a picture, but picture like a bunch of safes stacked on top of each other with a touchscreen in the center. And it just controls your packages. It's like an automated doorman. And what it does is it allows you to send and receive packages easier than before and on your schedule. And they're located in places that you normally go, grocery stores, convenience stores, gas stations. So you're not making an extra trip to grab your package.
Yeah, and what was kind of cool at the time of the beta launch in December, he had maybe two or three locations, but now I look
Yep.
on their website, it's peppered all over San Francisco, isn't it?
Yep, we're up to 22. So try to make you proud.
22.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so tell the audience how this whole swap box, works. What do you have to do to get onto the service, and what does the service consist of, and all this stuff.
For sure. So to receive a package, you just sign up online at swapbox.com. Should take like 30 seconds to a minute. At the end of this process, you're going to have the Swapbox nearest you, which you can change later. You're going to have a new address to ship packages to. Whenever you want to receive a package, it's really simple. You just use that address. You don't have to worry about anything after that. When a package shows up at the Swapbox, you'll get a email or text notification saying, "Hey, your package is ready to be picked up. Come grab it," and then you can grab it on your own time. And then, so the new thing we've been offering is you can actually send packages from a Swapbox, and that's also really simple. So to do that, you just
Wow.
take an item. It doesn't even have to be boxed. You can just take an item without anything, no packaging necessary. You're going to answer the same questions you would at like a post office, saying where you want it to go, do you want insurance, things like that. And it's all typed in on a touchscreen, so it's really simple. And then we actually figure out the best carrier for your requirements. We price it, and then you just pay the amount, and you're done. And we'll box it up and send it for you.
Wow, that's cool because it's totally different than the Amazon 7-Eleven locker idea, right? Which is just reception, but also I don't have a 7-Eleven in the neighborhood. I mean, if it was a Walgreens, it might be even more convenient, but the 7-Eleven isn't convenient for me here in the city.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I think that's why we decided to get a variety of locations, and some locations work better for people. Like maybe for you, Greg, you'd want a grocery store or a laundromat. So we decided let's do a variety as long as it's open. A big problem right now is you have to rush the post office by like 5 p.m. No one does. No one is able to do that. Let's be real here. You're
Yeah.
not getting off work at 5 p.m. no matter what you're doing. So we wanted to make it really convenient for
Yeah, especially here in Startup Land, San Francisco, there's
you.
no freaking way you're gonna make it there by 5 o'clock.
You might be
Oh my
waking up
God.
at 5 p.m.
Yeah, I'm waking up at 5 p.m. and still figuring out when the post office opens at 8:30. You might be doing your last line of code at 8:30, ready to go to bed or something like that.
Exactly. For sure.
Wow. So, wow. I mean, so you've you've increased, God, almost 20 locations, or definitely over 15 since I last talked to you. So I mean, how's been that process? And let's talk a little bit about that, on the business side.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. Like we're getting attention from some locations that we weren't able to before. We've hit chains. We actually have a couple in 7-Elevens as well. So for not for you, Greg, but for other people, you could hit up a 7-Eleven. But we've spread it out, and we've decided, you know what, we can cover more ground, and the goal is just to keep going, have more locations, expand to other parts of the Northern California area, and just other parts of the country in general. I think
Yeah,
this
let's.
is this.
Yeah,
Go
sorry
ahead.
about. Yeah, no, let's talk about that. What is your expansion plans? Because I know that when I look at your map, it's red dotted all those locations in San Francisco. So what's the roadmap for expanding other places?
So we wanted to make sure that we did San Francisco right first. This is like our backyard. This is where we're from. We want to
Hmm.
make sure we had good coverage and make sure the product works. We're working pretty hard to expand. We've had a lot of requests for East Bay and South Bay and other parts of the country. And as soon as possible, we'll get out there. What I can say is you can always request locations. At swapbox.com, you can just say, hey, I'd like this location, and we use that data when we're finding out, okay, this is where we need to go next. So if you want a Swapbox, tell us.
Wow. So, wow, that's pretty cool. So I guess this is all going to be really dependent on. I mean, are you looking for investment to do this expansion, or are you doing this all on your cash flow?
A little bit of both. I mean, it's obviously capital intensive, so we'll probably raise some money at some point, but for now, we're all right.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, to just fact that you actually are doing this and it's a subscription model, so you definitely have some cash coming in to try to support your operations and stuff like that. How many people
Yeah,
do you
no, our
have on?
users have been great. Yeah.
How many people do you have on board now, Neil?
In terms of the team size
Yeah,
or users,
yeah, yeah. Team.
um, so we have three full time. We have a couple part time working, but we're a pretty lean machine right now.
Oh, that I think that's the way you have to do it. And
Yeah.
I mean, with 22 locations, I think I would think that the adoption has been pretty good of this service, right?
Yeah, I've been really happy. Our users are really great and really supportive. I think it's what gets us through like the long nights of working hard is just the responses we get. I love your smile, Greg, so I'm going to tell you this just to see your reaction. We had one user actually that came back and said, I came to San Francisco, I wasn't able to shop online before, saw Swapbox, used it, and now I can start shopping online again. And that was like, okay, to enable someone to start shopping online and like use e-commerce properly is a great feeling.
That's a good thing. Use e-commerce properly. I like what you said about that because I agree with you. I think we're past the day where I want to wait for the freaking mailman or the UPS guy from 2 to 6 o'clock in the evening or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I'm not sure they even got it down to a 4 hour window for where I live. So that just sucks. But
It's
Neil,
hard. It's hard.
yeah, Neil has a swap box in my neighborhood, or in the neighborhood I like, which is Japantown, right in the Kinokuniya building. So if you guys live in the Japantown area or travel on the way through Japantown to get a meal or get anything else, there's a swap box in the Kinokuniya mall there, right on Webster and Post Street. So
Yeah, it's right
yeah,
next to the Noodle House.
yeah.
Every time I visit that Swapbox, I definitely get some great food. So it's
So
it's a win-win.
wow, so you must be driving around a lot.
Yes, I used to. I still do. It's part of the job, but we have some help.
So now when the package gets put into the swap box, the user gets notified by either text message or email or something like that.
That's correct. So as soon as it's ready to be picked up, the user can opt in. We at least send you an email. If you want a text message, you can get one. Most people just get a text message because we don't use anything for like marketing or anything. It's strictly business. Like you just need a text message to say a package is here, and that's how we treat it.
Very simple. I like
Yeah.
that. Very simple. So you're gonna try to expand. Is this expansion that we're gonna see from you guys outside San Francisco? You said you're trying to get the kinks out, trying to figure it all out. I mean, there's a lot of logistical things, just except not only receiving the packages at a central location, but also getting those packages to the swap boxes, right?
Yeah, for sure. And we still have, there's still a ton of locations in SF that want swap boxes and more people we want to service. And I want to do it justice before we, expand and take our eye off the prize here. I mean, yeah, like I said, this is our backyard, so we want to do it right.
Yeah, I know. I saw one of your locations at Happy Donuts, which is a
Yeah.
cool place. If you want waffles and fried chicken, you go to Happy Donuts and you get your packages there too at the same time. I like that.
No, for sure. I remember our first swap box was just at this panini shop that I really liked eating at, and we just talked to the owner and put a swap box there, and now it's one of the most popular ones.
You're kidding me? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, food. Yeah, I guess there is a model to that. Food and swap boxes or something like that. It makes a lot of sense. I mean,
Yeah.
or something near like a shopping area like a Safeway or something like that. I don't know. Where someone has to get their groceries on their way home or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
So
for sure.
So anyway, well, thanks. I think we'll close off the interview unless you want to talk about more about swap boxes. I mean, so it's just expansion plans and just really getting the kinks out of your existing model at this point, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And then I guess one other thing to mention, so for the new shipping product that we introduced, we are running a 50% off promotion right now. So
Ooh.
it's actually cheaper to ship at a swap box than to go USPS. It's half the price. So now's the best time to try it.
Wow, how long is that gonna last? You got a timestamp on that one?
You know what? Well, it'll last until I guess I say it's no more, but use it for now.
Yeah. Well, I guess half of us wanted you to last it probably till Christmas time or something like that. But
Yeah, we were thinking about making a little Christmas present and making it last through there, but we'll see.
no, that's good. No, that's good, Neil. I mean, I'm glad I was able to catch up with you tonight because like I said, we saw his launch at SF New Tech, which is at Mighty 119 Utah Street, and he had an interesting concept, and we caught up with him on video there. We'll link to his interview there just to see if you could catch anything more from Neil. But anyway, how do people get a hold of Swapbox? How do they register?
So you just go to swapbox.com. That's swapbox.com. There's a easy sign up link right there. If you have any questions, you can email me for sure personally. Just my first name at swapbox.com. We also now have a Swapbox phone number, so call and bother me. That's totally fine. It's 1-844-SWAPBOX.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Greg Gloria, aka Social Greg, on Twitter for the Nerdstalker Media Network, where we believe in tech, startups, design, and you. Thanks again for joining us, and be careful out there.